Welcome to TheMan Games. We are back with this week's best creations off the community creations that you need to download. So this week I found 21 creations, so I've scanned the community creations and these are my top 21 creations this week that you need to download. If you are and you watch TheMan Games and you haven't already, please think about subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're clicking that thumbs up button and drop us a comment down below and let us know which creation you thought was the best today. So first of all we have this Chad Gable. And the true creator of this is Nutted, hashtag 31516, and the hashtags to find this Chad Gable will be Chad Gable or American Made. So by downloading this Chad Gable, obviously you get his new American Made attire, and also by downloading this Chad Gable you get this street clothes version of Chad Gable also. And next up we have this creation of Dakota Kai, and the true creator of this is Daniel Deplugs D, hashtag 89109, and the hashtags to find this Dakota Kai are simply Dakota Kai. So this creation of Dakota Kai is based on her attire from this week's Raw. And next up we have main event Jey Uso, and the true creator of this is Soy El Rue, hashtag 50950, and the hashtags to find this Jey Uso are Jey Uso Raw or Soy El Rue. So this is based on his attire from this week's Raw also. And by downloading this Jey Uso you get an updated hairstyle, body textures, and it can also be set as an alternative attire for Jey Uso. And next up we have this creation of Sting, but it is Joker Sting, and the true creator of this is Rogers, hashtag 14197, and the hashtags to find this Sting would be Sting, Joker Sting or TNA. So Sting had this Joker gimmick in 2011 I do believe, and this is definitely a very accurate creation of that version of Sting, so yes, definitely worth a download. And next up we have this creation of Test, and the true creator of this is Ghost Main, hashtag 86485, and the hashtags to find this Test would be Test or ECW. Obviously this Test is based on his early 2000s run. And next up we have this creation of Batista, and the true creator of this is Apples and Oranges, hashtag 16840, and the hashtags to find this Batista would be Batista, Apples and Oranges or Jumpman Jada. So as you can see here you get this Evolutions t-shirt all in black attire here, and you also get the blue Batista attire also. And next up we have this creation of the Sandman, and the true creator of this is Petchy, hashtag 02345, and the hashtags to find this Sandman will be the Sandman or Witty226 or Petchy. And next up we have this creation of Orange Cassidy, and the true creator of this is Don Marley, hashtag 96241, and the hashtags to find this Orange Cassidy will be Orange Cassidy or AEW. So obviously this is Orange Cassidy's more a new look in the all black denim instead of the blue. And next up we have this creation of DDP, and the true creator of this is KS Dixon, hashtag 37665, and the hashtags to find this DDP are DDP. So this is based on his late WCW run before it got purchased by WWE. And next up we have this creation of Ultima Dragon, and the true creator of this is Bob Scene, hashtag 84584, and the hashtags to find this Ultima Dragon would be WCW Dragon or Ultima. And next up we have this creation of Norman Smiley, and the true creator of this is J Gordon USW, hashtag 07818, and the hashtags to find this Norman Smiley would be WCW by JG310, Norman Smiley or JG310. So this is based on Norman Smiley's 2000 gimmick in WCW. And next up we have this creation of Scotty Rigs, and the true creator of this is Kel's Creations, hashtag 36784, and the hashtags to find this Scotty Rigs will be Kel's Creations, WCW Project or Rigs. So this is based on Scotty Rigs when he was part of Raven's flock. And now we have this Marcus Bagwell, his gimmick before he became Buff Bagwell. And this is another Kel's Creations, hashtag 36784. And the hashtags to find is Marcus Bagwell will be Kel's Creations, WCW Project, or Marcus Bagwell. So this is based on his American Males gimmick, obviously before he became Buff the Stuff Bagwell. And next up we are looking at Jimmy Hart, and this is based on his time in WCW. And the true creator of this is Outsider GFX, hashtag 66521. And the hashtags to find this Jimmy Hart will be Jimmy Hart, WCW, or Outsider GFX. And next up we have this creation of Julia, and the true creator of this is Poacher, hashtag 56454. And the hashtags to find this Julia would be Puerto Rico, New York, or Minnesota. And next up we have this creation of Cope, Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge. And the true creator of this is Halloween, hashtag 27772. And the hashtags to find this Adam Copeland would be Adam Copeland, Edge, or Halloween. And next up we have this creation of the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. And the true creator of this is Halloween Plus, hashtag 17587. And the hashtags to find this Chris Jericho will be Chris Jericho, AEW, or Halloween. And next up we have this creation of Tiffany Strand based on when she won the Women's WWE Championship. And the true creator of this is Soyelru, hashtag 50950. And the hashtags to find this Tiffany Strand will be Tiffany Strand Raw or Soyelru. So by downloading this Tiffany Strand you get an updated hair and face textures, makeup, and it can also be set as an alternative attire for Tiffany Strand. And next up we have another Soyelru creation, and it is the new attire of Jey Uso. So yes, creator name is Soyelru, hashtag 50950. And the hashtags to find this Jey Uso will be Jey Uso, SmackDown, or Soyelru. So by downloading this Jey Uso you get an updated hairstyle, beard, neck, back tattoo. And like I said before, it was based on his new attire that he debuted last week on SmackDown. And finally we've saved the best till last. We have this creation of Penta El Zero Miera, who made his debut in WWE this week. And the true creator of this is Deadpool, hashtag 44763. And the hashtags to find this Penta will be Penta, Raw Netflix, or Raw. And there you have it. So those were this week's best creations off the community creations that I think you need to download. Well, thank you very much for watching and supporting TheMan Games today. If you could please let me know in the comments which creation you thought was the best. Also, if you are new watching TheMan Games and you haven't already, please think about subscribing to the channel. If you already have subscribed, make sure you've got those notifications turned on, then you'll know when our next video goes up on the channel. Also, if you could click that like button, that'd be a great way to help support TheMan Games. And find us on social media, there is links in the description below, as well as a link to find us on TikTok, a link to sign up to our newsletter, and a link to become a member. So thank you very much for watching and supporting TheMan Games today, and we will see you on the next video.